Alright, bitches, so we're on to episode 59 of Dragon Ball Super, and this episode is called Protect Kaioshin Goas, or, Protect Supreme Kai Goas, Destroy Zamas. So this is going to be an episode where it looks like Zamas might get his ass beat down. Let's see how it goes out. So the episode opens up where the last one ended, with Zamasu coming to bring Goasu his tea, and Zamas, he wonders to himself, what is this group doing here? Whis, Beerus, Goku, and the Supreme Kai. And they begin talking, and Zamas kind of, he asks him, oh, what are you doing here? And he recounts why they were there the last time, that, they were investigating all of the universes, looking for evidence of the time ring that the individual who had shown up in Universe 7, where he might have gotten that. So Zamas is, wondering why are they there. And Beerus, seems to have come up with some sort of plan in which he says that no matter how hard he tried to stop him, Goku kept insisting on fighting Zamas again. And Whis kind of agrees with that. And Goku goes, oh, that's weird, I never said, and Beerus smacks him and he's like, oh, you idiot, keep your mouth shut. Then it cuts over to Zamas and he thinks to himself, he says, don't tell me they've, so it's already, we know for sure Zamas has got his evil plans in motion, and it looks like he already can tell that they know what's going on, because Goku is a little bit of a damn fool. But Zamas says, he'd be happy to fight Goku again, and he was not in a right state of mind the last time they fought, so he thinks that, he can do better this time. At that point, Beerus and Whis say that it's actually time for them to go, and they use the excuse that it's Beerus's nap time, and Whis gives Goas some, treats, looks like some, sort of Japanese sweets, and some tea, and then Goku and Beerus and their group, they leave. So then the next scene cuts to outside in space, where Whis creates a little protective bubble, and they're obviously not too far away from the, Supreme Kai world of Universe 10. And Whis and Beerus exclaim that they were correct, Zamas is about to kill Goas, and Goku and the Supreme Kai, Kaioshin, they're kind of surprised and ask what makes Beerus and Whis come to that. And Whis explains that Beerus is a god of destruction, so he's particularly sensitive to a murderous intent. We kind of have this, this same thing that I was always laughing about in Naruto, but now for real they're doing it with the god of destruction. And Beerus mentions how he could sense it in Zamas's ki. And then at that point, Goku's okay, well, if that's true, let's go back in there and let's stop Zamas. And Whis tells him that they have to wait until they're absolutely certain, because murderous intent is not enough to kill Zamas, who is at this point, going to be, he's a Supreme Kai in training, so he is someone who is very important, so they can't just go around taking him out until they have absolute certain proof. And Whis at this point brings up a projection, and it's showing Zamas and Goas drinking the tea, and the plan is that they're going to wait until Zamas makes his move, and then it's pretty clear that then at that point Whis is going to reverse time, and then they'll go stop Zamas from taking Goas down. So then the scene cuts to some sort of mountain looking cabin, and we see Goku Black and future Zamas talking. And they kind of are pleased that it's clear that, Goku and Vegeta and Trunks don't stand a chance against the two of them. Zamas says he's not so sure. It seems like he says it's not so sure if we should kill Goku. You need to, slowly beat him down and grind his bones into dust to continue, milking every bit of power out of Goku as you can. And he says, perhaps you should have used the Super Dragon Balls to gain an undying body, i.e. immortality, just like I did. So Zamas has immortality, but Goku Black does not. And Goku Black turns Super Saiyan Rose, and he says that he's satisfied with this power, and that this supreme battle power of his is going to be necessary for them to carry out their Zero Mortals plan, or their Zero Humans plan. And Zamas mentions that it's ironic that a human's power is needed for their, zero humans plan to work. Now, Black has an interesting line of dialogue here where he says this rising battle power is necessary for our plan. Now, I read the newest manga chapter for Dragon Ball Super. In that chapter, Goku Black kind of, it tells the reader that he, in, Trunks' future, Goku Black has killed all of the Supreme Kais of all the 12 universes, thus killing all of the gods of destruction of the 12 universes. And in that timeline, Supreme Kai died in the battle against Babidi and Deborah, and that was why Beerus was killed. So, looking at all of the facts here, I'm guessing that's a plot point that's probably going to be revealed within the next couple episodes, but I am assuming that is going to be consistent across both versions, because there are some big differences in the Dragon Ball Super manga to the Dragon Ball Super anime. So Goku Black talking about his rising battle power, that might be talking about, having to fight some sort of gods of destruction. Who knows? Maybe it could be fighting Xeno or something. It's hard to tell for sure. After this, we see a scene back in the present where we just see some stuff going on at Capsule Corporation. Vegeta is training back in the gravity room again. Bulma is working on fixing the time machine. And we see Trunks is very depressed that he had to flee from the future. And we see a scene of Mai and Yajirobe in the future, and Mai, saying that she really wants to protect the smiles of the, children in the future, a big-time Japanese trope. And future Trunks is real depressed, and you see the Pilaf gang kind of like, determining how they should go about, like, talking to Trunks. And Kid Trunks comes down, and he starts talking major shit to future Trunks, and challenges him to a fight, and actually just flies straight at him and punches him. And, he's obviously trying to, build Trunks's, build future Trunks's resolve back up, because I guess it's a little lacking after their defeat at the hands of Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black, and future Zamas. Then it cuts back to Zamas and Goas, where, it's kind of a slow scene where Goas is enjoying the sweets, he's enjoying the tea, and Zamas eventually says that, he goes back to the earlier conversation that Zamas and Goas had, and, he kind of says, like, oh, Goas-sama, you were right, in order, it's evil's existence that causes justice to, rise up and, squash it. So, he sees that the balance is necessary. And Goas is like, smiles ear to ear, and he's like, I knew you'd come around. And here's where I have to say, hold on, time the fuck out, alright? So I've been holding back on blasting my man Goas the whole time I've been doing these reviews, ever since he was first introduced in episode 53 now? But this motherfucker, man, he is such a damn knucklehead. He really can't see how, like, evil this dude is going to become. This is seriously... Zamas actually has very, very similar intentions, goals. I don't know if personality is the right word, but he's very similar to Sensui from Yu Yu Hakusho. And I find it shameful that Goas, who is, in the highest position of authority in Universe 10, is not able to truly understand what's going on in Zamas's head. Now, I wonder if it's just because he's just, convincing himself that he'll be good, like, oh, I know he's actually not going to be, but I just have to believe, I have to believe. Like a dude who, a girl rejects him over and over and over, and he still won't get the message. That has got to be what Goas is here. It's like, bro, Zamas, like, you could tell by the way this man is talking. You're drinking the tea. They constantly have shown this, where you drink the tea, and, oh, this tea is bitter because it's, made by someone with a cloudy heart, or a bad heart, or someone with bad intentions. This man, Goas, boy, get your head up and realize what's going on. Goas, come on, son! And then, during this whole scene, we are getting, like, interlacing shots with, seeing Whis and them watching. And eventually, it becomes clear what Zamasu is going to do. As he's talking to Goas, he stood up and kind of stood like next to Goas, but kind of like behind him a little bit. And he starts to create his energy blade. And, everyone is seeing it on Whis' projection. And the Supreme Kai and Goku are like, Beerus-sama, like, come on, we got to get in there. And, like Beerus and Whis are just remaining quiet until finally Zamasu cuts down with his energy blade, killing Goas. But then Whis reverses time, like he did in the Resurrection of Frieza arc. Now, hold on. I want you guys to remember this. So, Goas dies right here. Remember this right here. Kind of a plot hole, but we'll get into this in a second. I just want you guys to remember. So, Goas dies right here, but then Whis reverses it, so, a do-over. Basically, it didn't happen. But I want to discuss more about Goas' death right here in a second, because obviously, something similar must have happened with the future Zamasu. So Whis does the redo, and then it's hilarious. He creates this sort of like, it looks like an oven mitt, but it's like a cat oven mitt. It's ridiculous. And as Zamasu goes to chop down Goas this time, he, kind of looks down and he sees that this cat oven mitt is surrounding his hand. And, like, he kind of backs up, and Goas is like, oh, is that a new back scratcher? And Zamasu is, like, stunned. And then, boom, right there, Beerus is just standing right there. Whis is there. Goku's there. They just show up out of nowhere. And they explain what was about to happen, that Goas was about to be killed by Zamasu. And Whis says, like, here's the proof that you need. And he removes the cat glove off of Zamasu, and you see that he still has the energy blade formed in his hand. The Supreme Kai at that point then explains what Zamasu's goal was, that he wanted to kill Goas and steal the time ring. And then, once Goas was out of the way, he'd use the Super Dragon Balls, he'd get, the immortal body, he'd make a servant that is like, a fake Goku. And at that point, he would carry out his plan to destroy the humans. Now, of course, Goas was like, oh, I can't believe it. I thought you'd seen the error of your ways. And it's like, this motherfucker, man. And Zamasu, like, is surprised. And he kind of confirms that they at least have some of his plan right. Because he says, I'm surprised you were able to figure out my plan based on just the fact that I was going to kill Goas. Goku then says it's because they went to the future and they saw the destruction that Zamasu and Goku Black caused, and Zamasu is quite pleased to hear that his plan is working, and he, creates the energy blade and he goes to attack Goku, but Beerus, just out of nowhere, just appears in front of Zamasu, catches his hand, and as soon as he catches it, it nullifies Zamasu's energy blade, and then he just puts his hand up, and it's crazy, because he just goes, destroy. And, like, a ball of light shows up, and then Zamasu just disintegrates. It's like, what the fuck just happened, Beerus? Yo! Beerus is a fucking savage. Holy shit. He just said, destroy. And this man turned into fucking dust. It was brutal. Holy shit. But okay, so that plot hole, the thing I want to talk about with Goas' death. Do you guys remember back in the Buu saga, remember Goku, Elder Kai, Kobito, and the Supreme Kai were watching, Gohan's fight with Majin Buu from the, Supreme, the world of the Supreme Kais, okay? We gotta assume, and it's not even really assumption, this has gotta be it. Goas and Zamasu, they're on that same planet that Elder Kai and them were on, just they're on the Universe 10 version, right? Now remember, Elder Kai gave his life to Goku, okay? So Goku received Elder Kai's life, and then he just popped back up like all was good in the hood, and he's like, alright, get down there, go fight Buu. So, why exactly would Goas, if Zamasu killed him, not get back up? Or why does, Zamasu not appear here? Because, Elder Kai was able to do it. Now, I'm wondering, is it because of the manner in which they died? The brutal, violent death would actually send them to the other world, whereas Elder Kai just giving Goku his life doesn't actually, remove him from the picture. It's just very hard to tell. I mean, that's a little bit of a nitpick. I'm not trying to, bring up any problems or any faults. this little minor detail to help make, this big, awesome story of the future Trunks arc, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not complaining too much. I'm just kind of bringing up the dialogue. Like, it's not really too consistent with what we've seen before. So then after this, we see future Trunks and Kid Trunks are, really like panning hard. They clearly had been doing a little battling during this time. And future Trunks smiles and thanks Kid Trunks because, Kid Trunks obviously helped him out. And then at that point, Goku, Whis, and Beerus arrive. And they get everyone together and they start talking. And Beerus says, I killed Zamasu. Everything is all good in the hood now. And Trunks is not so sure. He says, well, wait a minute. Before, when we defeated the androids, when I went back to the future, they were still there. And Beerus says, that's just humans' logic. When a god kills another god, that has to affect the timelines. And Trunks and Bulma are not so sure, but even Goku agrees with Beerus. And that's how the episode ends, kind of with uncertainty of, has Beerus killing Zamasu actually affected what's going on in the future? And then we see the episode preview where, no, we see Goku Black, we see Zamasu, and we see, Goku, future Trunks back in his kick-ass outfit again, and also Vegeta back in the future, and we see Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta facing off with Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Now, here's what's interesting. You see Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta fly off the handle in a fit of rage and attack Goku Black. I find this interesting only because this is what happened before and Vegeta got beaten. In my head, I want to pretend that Vegeta is smarter than this. He's not going to be a knucklehead like this twice. So what this is telling me is that Goku Black, by the time we get to that part in the next episode where they're about to fight, Goku Black will have done something that causes Vegeta to fly off the handle. Perhaps he, defeats Trunks, or does he somehow get to the past, or maybe he fucks Bulma up or somehow, or something. But it does seem a little fishy, and we see that the battle is going to begin anew next time, so I'm fucking pumped.